Hello world, and this effect we've got some mentalism, and this is a Max Maven, uh, used to be known as Phil Goldstein. In his old lecture notes I found this is a really cool impromptu mentalism effect. I got a request to see some mentalism, like propless mentalism, so this is pretty simple, just some pocket change and a few pieces of paper. You're going to do a really strong effect, so I hope you like this, okay? Here's the secret, okay? You have some pocket change, okay? You have some outs, okay? The method of outs. You're gonna have a piece of paper written on here. It says you will think of a square. Okay, I'll hold it up to the camera. You'll think of a square. Okay, you have that, and you're gonna fold it down into a billet. Okay. Then you're gonna have some things in your lap if you're sitting down, and then if you're standing up, I'll show you the stand-up way as well. You can use the thumb tip, and you don't have to use the thumb tip, but I think it's pretty clean with this, so we'll get into that. Second message says, I was only kidding about the square, and I think you are thinking of the circle. Okay. Now, in this one, you're going to have a dime inside of it, okay? Because you're going to force the dime using equivoque in a minute. So again, this one says, I was only kidding about the square, and I think you're thinking of the circle, okay? So this is going to be the third one, which has a dime inside of it, okay? And that will be brought into play as an out, working from the lap or the pocket, okay? So we'll get back to that. Now, you could have a blank piece of paper. What I've made a little change to it, I put on this piece of paper. Normally it would be blank, but I think it's nice because it makes sense to have two predictions. So it says, I knew you would select the dime. So this is the fourth out, okay? And that will be inside your pocket. And it's really easy to know which is which because you can feel that one has a dime in it in your pocket and one doesn't. But what you do is you have the thumb tip. You put the one that says a dime deepest in your pocket. And this one you can feel it has a dime in it with the thumb tip right around it, okay? That's right near the top. Now you could be working from your lap if you are, but if you're walking around, you can't always lap things. So you're going to come out with two predictions, okay? And remember, this prediction says you will think of the square, okay? That will be on your left. On your right, as you recall, this one says, I was only kidding about the square, and I think you're thinking of the triangle. And the reason it says that is because most people are going to think of the triangle. So we're working with this, the circle, the square, and the triangle. There's only three. This is really clever, guys. Oh my gosh. Don't overlook this stupid, simple thing. It's not, I mean, I gave it the test, and I showed it to my wife, and I fooled her. She's seen a lot of magic. She's not easy to fool, but you try it. This is a beautiful thing of beauty. Okay, so that's on the table. You take out your predictions, okay? I'd have these in the back pockets so that there's nothing, you know, there. You can fill the one with the dime in it here. You're going to set these down, okay? You're going to bring out some pocket change, okay, out of your right pocket because there's nothing in that your pocket change. So I have a 50-cent piece, a quarter, a nickel, a dime, and a penny. You want everything different here, okay? You're going to set them down. You're going to do your best equivocate force. What I do is I tell them to pick up two of the coins, okay, or point to two of the coins. Now, example number one, if they pick the quarter and the 50-cent piece, probably because those are the more higher in value, we'll move those to the side, okay? If they pick the dime and the 50-cent piece, we'll do the equivocate from there. You should know the equivocate, guys. It's so simple. This is for beginners, but don't overlook this simple stuff because you can fool the heck out of people. And it's not just about fooling people, it's about amazing them, right? Entertain them. So bring out your pocket change. You say point to two. Let's say for this example, they pointed to the 50-cent piece and the nickel. Okay, you tell them to pick them up. Okay, or point to them. Either way, you're going to move those to the side. Now you're going to tell them to pick up 2. If they pick up the dime and penny, you leave those in their hands and you eliminate the quarter. Okay, if they pick up, for example, the quarter and the penny, or point to them, you're going to move those to the side. Okay, and you're left with the dime. Now, if they pick up the quarter and the dime, in their hand is the quarter and the dime. You tell them to hand you one. Okay, if they hand you the dime, then you say we're going to use that. And if they hand you the quarter, then you set that down. And they're left with the dime in their hand. It's the stupid equivoque, but don't overlook this, guys. It's very powerful. Watch what happens. Watch the outcome. Okay, here's the dime. You have the dime set down on the table. Okay, set these off to the side or put the change away. Okay, so here's my predictions. Now, as you're putting the pocket change away, okay, you're going to tell them to think of any geometrical shape, but really you're working with the square, the circle, or the triangle. Okay, if they name something else like a hexagon, you say, let's make this basic and simple. Okay, so basically you've got square, circle, or triangle. When you put the pocket change away, that's when you're going to know which one to come out, because if they name, the triangle, which most people will name, watch what happens. Outcome number 1, which is what you want, because most people name the triangle because it's just the most common one. They open the first one. You tell them open the first one. It looks like you messed up. It says you will think of a square. So it looks like you botched it. It looks like you messed it up, right? It's very powerful. You have them open the second billet prediction. As they're opening it up, you tell them to open it very slowly and on the middle of the table. When they open it up, one of 2 things will happen. Either it'll be like this, or most likely the dime will fall right on the table, or the dime will be staring them in the face. Either way, it's probably going to fall down, and it's going to show that you got it right, because there's a dime inside the message, and the message says, I was only kidding about the square, and I think you're thinking of the triangle. Isn't that powerful? Now, let's go into the out section, okay? What if they don't name the triangle, right? So watch what happens. We'll back it up. In the beginning, if they said square, then you got it right. See, because when they open the first one, it says you will think of the square. You still have to switch this out. So in that case, when you put the pocket change away, you grab the thumb tip, but you're going to grab the one that says dime. Okay, so let's do that. Okay, you put the pocket change away. That will, as your pattern, that will buy you time. But what you're going to have palmed in your hand is, and you don't have to use the thumb tip, but I just thought this is a simple thing for beginners, so you can work with the thumb tip and get some nice applications with it. You could just do a billet switch, which I will show as well on here. Okay, this says, I knew you will select the dime. Okay, I knew you'd select the dime on it. And that will be, when you put the pocket change away, you'll come out and you'll have the thumb tip here. And in here, you can feel the dime is in this one. So what you're going to do is you're going to, it's in here in such a way so that there's a dime inside of this one, okay? I'm sorry, there's not a dime inside of it. It says you will select the dime, right? So watch what happens. Watch how clever this is. It's powerful. This is in your hand, finger palm, the billet, and the thumb tip on top. You can feel the dime inside of here. What you're going to do is you're not going to let it talk on the table, right? You're going to pick it up, and as you're talking, you're going to hand it to someone, and you're going to make the transfer. This is going to go in here, inside the thumb tip, and then you're going to just hand it to them, or just toss it on the table and let them open that up. And then you casually, you'll put the thumbs, as you put your hands on your sides, you can tuck that into your back of your belt, because your thumb only goes back here. See, it's like this. That's one way, nice way to ditch the thumb tip. Then you tell them to open the second message. So they thought of a square. It says you will think of square. And then they selected the dime, but really you forced it with equivoque. And it says, I knew you would select the dime. So it's very strong. Now for the last out. One more thing for the last out. Okay? and then I'll show you a billet switch real quick. So here's what you do. On the last one, when you're here, okay, you've got this one on the table, okay, it has the dime in it, and in your pocket it says you select the dime. You're not going to take that one, because if they're going to name the circle, right, when you put the pocket change away, you came out with the other billet, which you have in the upper corner. So you'd grab the thumb tip and you grab this one. This one is the final out, and on this one it says sorry guys, it says, I was only kidding about the square, and I think you're thinking of the circle. So this is if they think of the circle, okay, which is not as common. The most common one is the triangle, okay. Inside of here you have the dime folded in the middle of this, okay, and it's folded up into a small billet. Now that would be in your pocket, and you would come out with that palm, and then you have to switch this one because it's wrong. So what you do is you just pick it up and you just say, I want you to open this up. So you got to kind of do it quick. So you just toss it out on the table, put your hands like, you know, you're standing here, and then the thumb will tuck into your belt as you say, check it out. So you left with a dime on the table. You will select the square. It looks like you messed it up in our last case. Then they open this up, and very slowly in the middle of the table, a dime falls out, proving you knew they would select the dime, and then the message says, I was only kidding about the square, and I think you're thinking of the circle, okay? So this is powerful, really, really powerful. Now I'll show you a billet switch. If you don't want to use the thumb tip, what do? Okay? So let's show you a billet switch. Instead, we're going to switch the message here. We're going to switch the one message out, and if they didn't name the triangle, which would be there, that's why it's the most common, it would be there. If they name the circle, it says, I was only kidding about the square, and I think you're thinking of the circle. Okay? And on this, you have a dime inside of it, folded up in the center. Okay? So you have double prediction of the coin and the, this is called the geometric coin. This is Phil Goldstein. Okay? So this would be inside your right pocket. And when you put the pocket change away, you put it in your right pocket, and then you come out with this palm. The one that's on the triangle is here, right? And so it looks like you messed up. So there's a moment where it looks like, oh, you made a mistake. And so the billet switch is really simple. All you do is you take this one and you just switch it by setting it on top, okay? And you can either show it or you don't have to show it, and then you just switch it as you set it down. Toss it down, okay? So again, we'll do the switch. You're here. This is here on the table. This one is palm. All you do is you can either do a shuttle pass and set it down, okay? Or you can do a billet switch, which is to set it right on top and then just pull that back as you set it down, okay? There's two switches there, okay? So again, here, and let them open it up, or here, right on top, and then you just switch it down, okay? And then you put your hands in your pockets to pull out a deck of cards or whatever, so you have a reason to ditch that, or you casually ditch it. And then when they open it up, they would see the final message on there, okay? And the coin would fall out. So there you go. Keep it surreal, guys. Thank you. Like, subscribe, and share, and have a magical day.